Good morning and welcome to the instructional video for this Carado T448 Emotion Edition. So this is based on the Fiat 2.3 130 brake horse engine. It's got the alloy wheels, champagne side, it's got the Fiamma awning, so we'll send you a separate video of how to use the awning. So the keys for this particular vehicle, the central locking for the Fiat side is done by pressing the top button to unlock it and the bottom button to lock it. Now that will lock both the cab and doors on both the driver's and the passenger side. All the rest of the lockers will be open with the single key that's coded to open every other locker. So to open the locks, firstly on the gas locker, pop the key in, twist it, and you'll see that the actual lock will come out as opposed to that one that's in. Twist it and then turn and turn to open up the locker area. It has a retainer to hold it up, and this one is fitted with a gas flow system. So you'll fill it from the outside by removing the little collar. So just twist that and pull that out. That gives you the access to fill the filling nozzle, just like you would do when you're filling up your cars generally. So you'll do this, it's different at different gas stations. Inside, it's got a changeover valve, and you'll just see on the end here, there's a little nozzle pointing to which bottle. So that one's pointing to the right hand side, turn it to the other one, and that will be pointing to the left hand side. Now to get gas into the vehicle, they have little nozzles that you need to open just on the top, but they're just there. And just twist it, and you'll see once you twist it, it will go green. So it'll tell you that there is gas in there. Yeah, so there's one just here on the top of that one, and one just on there. Now filling it up doesn't matter whether you open or you close them, but when you're driving away, make sure that both of those are closed. There's really nothing else you need to know on that. Obviously you've got to have the bottles open for gas to become prevalent in the vehicle. Locking it, twist them so it locks it in place, and then use your key again just to secure that locker area. Just push it in and it'll stay in place. We've got an electric step. The switch is just inside there. Habitation door again locks manually, so locking it that way. Handle will go limp, unlock it, and the handle will become active. Behind that we've got the toilet. Again, you've got a lock on that side and the push button on here. Lift that up and that will show you the little locker area. So to get this out, it'll lift up the handle and slide the unit out. So to operate this, you'll need to remove the collar. Press the little button when you're emptying it, that allows the vacuum to go, and then you'll be able to lift it up and empty the unit. It also has a handle for wheeling to and from the waste disposal site, and once you're finished, you'll then just slide it back in place, putting in the chemicals, and then just slot it over the little hook there, and that will allow you to use your toilet for the next occasion. Be careful that if you can't get the toilet cassette to slide out easily, it may be because the blade valve inside isn't shut. So I'll show you when we get inside the vehicle the operation that you'll need to make sure enabling you to pull the toilet out easily. Behind the wheel we've got the mains plug-in point, so that's where your electric goes into the vehicle. Little lightning signal just on the top there to just reaffirm that for you. Garage area, this model has a large garage, so again we're going to twist the keys, turn the buckles, and that will then give us access into the large garage area. We've got a little toolkit that was supplied by Fiat. We've got the non-slip matting, carpets, and the ladder for the drop down bed at the front, as well as your awning pole. We've got little fixing eyelets that can be slid along depending on where you want to strap the load. And we've got a tyre inflation kit that comes as standard with here. We've also got a light that is operational once the power's turned on in the back, and a main socket which was standard from the manufacturer. You'll also see there's pockets of storage noted around, and a vent just in the middle for the heating. So yes, you can heat the rear garage area as well. Moving to the back of the vehicle, we've got a twin camera system fitted to this one. This isn't standard, so it's been added by the previous owner, and we've also got a tow bar just there which has been added onto this vehicle above and beyond the standard. So garage door on the left hand side, This is a standard feature. And just so for your own reference, if you ever need to gain access to the boiler, there's 4 little screw covers just on either side, and the boiler will be in that area there should you ever need to reset it or gain access to it. That's where it's located. On the opposite side here, you've got your vent. So this is the heater vent. It does get warm. You don't need to remove any covers or anything like that, but do make sure that you don't put anything on there that may burn or catch fire or ignite. You've got fridge vents just there, and another vent there for the boiler, because that's where the boiler's located, just to ventilate that area. The water, so to fill up the fresh water, you'll fill it through a hose pipe and put your key in, twist that and push it in, and that gives you access then to your fresh water. Turn it and lock it, and then it just spins round and gains locks up that area for you. The wastewater, that can be operated using the little black key that you will be supplied with. Now underneath here is where the actual outlet is for it, and you'll see just above it here there is a little metal valve that the key sits onto. To open the wastewater, this is water that's gone through your sink and your shower, you just turn the key 45 degrees. That will empty water out of the little outlet, and then once you've finished emptying it, close it back up, and that will allow the water to hold within the wastewater tank. So pretty straightforward that. I'll show you inside the drains and things like that once we move inside. Engine wise, it uses diesel. There's no AdBlue on this facility, so just use the normal diesel. You've also got the bonnet release catch, which can just be found on here, and your vehicle battery is actually located underneath that panel there, should you need to know. Views wise and items for the actual workings of the vehicle can all be found underneath the passenger seat, so that's what we call the E-box, so that's located just underneath there. So moving round then to the front, the mirrors fold in manually, but they have an electric operated switch for both bottom and top mirrors. To get underneath the bonnet, you'll just go above the Carado symbol, just using the little paddle here to release the catch, and then we've got access to your oil, dipstick, screen wash just in the corner. We've got your positive point should you ever need to use that. Positive point for jump starting, negative point just there. You can also use the battery underneath or in the floor panel of the vehicle. Vehicle's fitted with daytime running lights, so they're just in the actual light unit as well. So that's the outside of the vehicle. Let's move on inside. On the habitation door itself, we can lock it once we're inside by pressing that button, and we've got a little coat hook here. Also got an awning light above, and it also comes fully kitted with a door fly screen. So inside the vehicle, I've removed the table and the seating so that I can show you these items, how to fill it up. Above the door, we've got a panel. Now when we're plugged into mains, we'll see that that panel is lit up, telling us that we've got power. To put lights and items and 12 volt inside the vehicle on, you press that button and it goes green. The buttons at the side here have symbols, so this will tell us what power's in our leisure battery. This will tell us if there's any water in the fresh water, and that one at the bottom will tell us if there is any water in the wastewater. So pretty straightforward and simple to navigate. There is no pump button. As soon as you put that power on, the pump becomes active, and as soon as you open the taps, the pump will run. So just make sure that you turn the taps off when you're using them. At the side of it, we've got a little thermostat for the heating, and I'll come on to the heating in a minute, and a socket for the front TV, which will just be mounted just on there. So, light switches. We'll find that there are several light switches designated around the vehicle to light up the different areas. The reason I've removed this seat base is to show you where your drain water is for the freshwater tank. So this is the freshwater tank. We've got an access tap to gain your access into it. We've got the actual probes for reading the level. And then this little wheel is the most important thing. This is your drain for your freshwater. So turning it anti-clockwise will drain the freshwater tank of any water that's in there. When you come to fill it up, you just twist it, and you only do it till it's finger tight, and that will allow the fresh water tank to fill up with water all the way up to the top. Once it's full, it will just overflow out of the actual chamber, which I've shown you on the outside. So that is your fresh water fill. In the back here is another button which you will need to navigate and learn just down here, which is your waste, your drain valve. So that is located just down here. Now, as it's a bit dark in this area, I'll show you that on collection, just to reaffirm how that works. And you'll need to press the button in and turn the diamond, but as I mentioned, I'll show you that when you come. But that is located underneath that panel there. The vehicle has 2 rear forward-facing seat belts for carrying additional passengers, and we've also got a main socket and a heater vent just in that area there. The table has a little hinge for storing that you can just fold away should you want to do that, and just use the button there. And then sitting in place, I'll just show you how that locates. So the table just sits like that. To release it and remove it, you'll need to turn it up to the angle so that it comes off the little clips underneath, and that will then allow you to remove the table completely from that area. The twin camera system will work off the monitor there. We've also got the XEnt unit, which will give you your radio, navigation, CD player. At the top, we've got a little tablet holder just here, or a phone holder. We've got a storage pocket, glove box, coin holder, air conditioning. This is based on a 6-speed manual gearbox. It has the leather steering wheel just here, the leather gear knob, speed limiter, indicators, lights turn on and off by turning the dial, and we've got your windscreen wipers just on this side. We've then also got your mirror switches and your electric window switches both on that side, and another one just on this side here. The seats themselves will lock into place forward facing, just like so. To release them from their locking position, you'll need to just push that forward and then turn the seat all the way around, so that you then transform that lounge area from your driving position into a comfortable seating area. Curtains either side that pull round to secure off that front window. Above it, we've got a blind and a fly screen that's just located just there. And this is an opening window as well. So press the little buttons in the middle. They have a little button. Press that in on all 3 of those. Twist the handles. That will then lift up, and what you'll need to do is just turn the little wheels to lock that in place so it will stay open for the fresh air coming in. Please do not drive with this open, as it will cause damage to the vehicle and potentially will lose the roof light in transit. We've got a couple of light switches underneath here, which will do both the ambience lighting and the bed lights. This particular model has a bed above, and it's a manual bed. Little lever here tells you to press it that way, and then you simply pull it down. So on the bed itself, we've got its own curtain. It's got its own security nettings, which go into the little tags here, and we've got our own roof light just above. Ladders, which are just in the garage, will sit on the handle here, and you can leave your bedding on and your pillars depending on how big they are. To put it back up, simply just push it up. It's one of the easier ones to do until you hear that clicking noise, and that will click back in place. So pretty good, pretty straightforward. Storage can be found underneath that seat area just there. Mentioned about locking the door earlier, so you'll see that just push it in, it'll stay sort of in a little bit, and that will lock that area completely from anyone getting in or getting out. Kitchen area, we've got another little switch just there that lights up the ambient lighting. We have got utensil drawer and another large storage area with your waste bin just located there. At the side of it, we've got gas isolation valves. So they're all depicted here. They're all in the working position as you see this video. To isolate the gas to any of the appliances, you'll just turn it across. To get the gas coming back through, you'll just turn it back that way. We've also got another main socket just there and a blank here. The oven and the grill, pretty self-explanatory. grill that way, it's either on or it's off, and then the oven, turn the other way, and you'll have your little igniter to do that. Back at the 12 o'clock position is turning off for both that unit. Above it, you've got your 3-burner hob. Again, press that in, and then use the options depicting 1, 2 and 3 on that side of it. Make sure you don't put this lid down, as it says, until it's cooled, otherwise it will shatter. On this side, you'll just need to swivel the tap out of the way, but then turn it back round, and the minute you lift up the tap, you'll hear the pump kick in. Now, first of all, what you'll need to do is you'll need to put the water from the freshwater tank to the boiler, and you do that by turning the handle from cold to hot, lifting up the tap, and it will pull water from the freshwater tank through into your boiler. Once your boiler's full and you get a steady stream of water coming out of here and your bathroom tap, turn the tap back down and turn it off, because that's your boiler full, and you'll be able to then go and do your settings for your hot water. When you're putting the lid back down, just remember to close it just like that. We've got another couple of light switches in the kitchen area, and we've got access to the lockers. So the lockers, just push that down and that will activate the lock there. We've got plate racks and cup holders in here, and more storage in here, and similar sort of idea underneath the bed. We've got a couple of little pockets, and the same to that side for storage. At the front as well, I missed that, we've got some little pocket storage, a little lipped rim, and then a pocket storage on that side. So lots of little nooks and crannies for your storage. Underneath, we've got a large area here, and then underneath, you've got a drawer in the bottom. Fridge and freezer wise, we've got the Thetford unit. To turn it on, you press and hold this little button here. Now, you've got a few different functions, so by pressing the little button here, we can go either from gas, electric, 12 volt when the engine's running, or as you see in there, automatic. Now, automatic will search the strongest source power for you. In this case, at the moment, electric, because we're hooked up. To change the temperature, you'll use the button next to it, from the warmest to the coldest setting. Certainly at the minute, you probably won't need it on full because it's quite cold outside. And then you've got a little blower around your freezer, which is on or off. Once you open it, you'll see that it lights up, so you'll know that it is operational. And again, you've got your little access for your freezer compartment. To turn it off, press and hold the button, and that will turn off the unit. So you'll see above that there's a TV fitted here on the TV bracket that's supplied. There's an aerial, which is the max view aerial, which will just need turning on with the little rocker switch just there, and that will pick any signal up. TVs are options, so there's a TV there, and there will be one fitted in the front. Bathroom area, so coming into that, this is got a light switch just down there, so that will turn on the light to the area. And we've got an opening sliding compartment on this particular model, so it slides to reveal the storage and the shower area there. Shower's just behind there, and the door is lined so that that's wet, keeps it from the wood getting wet within. We've got storage panels just there. Flush button for the toilet is the little blue button here, and we've got an indicator to tell us when it's full. So I mentioned right at the beginning of the video about this blade valve, making sure that that is in the right position. To activate that, you pull this lever. So if it's open, just like that, when that's at the back, pointing towards the back of the vehicle, you will not be able to remove your toilet cassette. So it's got to be towards the front of the vehicle with a closed cassette lid. There isn't a separate rinse tank for that, so you can get a spray for that. We've got a towel holder above here and an access to open up that vent into that area there. Into the rear of the area, we've got the light switches, which can just be found underneath the bed on either side there. And we've got several different configurations that we can have in this particular area. So we've got the single option, as you just see now. You can also slide this forward all the way to the front, pop in the infill cushions. On this particular model, have never ever been used, they're still in the plastic fillers. Pop the ladders just on the run there, and that will give you a large rear king size bed. On the side you've got fly screens and blinds, and they work the same as the kitchen one here. Fly screen down, blind down, they're the same throughout. And again, the little push buttons to open the window stays. It is crucial that you press this button in before you turn it, because that will then allow you to open the windows without breaking them catchers. So a few different configuration ideas in this rear area. It's entirely up to you how you want to use it. Previous owners never used the cushions and simply just had the vehicle set up with that middle section just like so, as an additional area to put their belongings in an evening. On this side here we've got a wardrobe area, and we've got the main RCD box. One crucial little bit of advice on here is, if you think you're getting no power to the vehicle, then press the little circle above there, and that is your test button. So that will activate basically the button just like this and drop it down. That tells you that you're getting power to the vehicle, and if you've no electric still, it's something on a fuse inside the vehicle. If you were to press that and nothing happens, then I would check the actual source of electric coming into the vehicle itself. So quite a little handy hint for you there, guys. Under this one we've got more storage, and like I said, your frost protection valve at the bottom, which I'll show you when you come to view it. The next thing is the heater controls. So this can be found just here. Now I always say the same thing on here. I'm going to start from the beginning. Don't turn this panel on until you're plugged into mains or you've got the gas running, and turn it off before you unplug your electric and turn off your gas. That will stop any of the warning signs coming up on the vehicle. So you'll see at the minute there's a little symbol telling us that we're plugged into mains. It's all done by the little dial at the bottom here. So if you turn it, it will flash the symbol that you want. The first symbol being the heating within inside the vehicle. So you turn that to your desired temperature. The next option I always go to, especially if I've not got gas on at the minute, is the heating. So we have a few options. We've got electric 2, which is electric 2 kilowatt, electric 1, which is electric 1 kilowatt, a mixture of gas and electric on 2 kilowatt, a mixture of gas and electric on 1 kilowatt, or gas only. So at the minute, because I've got the gas turned off, I'm going to put it on EL2. Go along again and you'll see the fan. So we've got Eco, which is slow, High, which is fast, and if you select High and let the actual fan kick in for a moment or two, you'll be able to then go back into it and select the boost. And what that boost does, it takes all the power away from the hot water heating. Obviously I have no water in the vehicle at the minute, so I don't want to heat the hot water, but I want the heating in the vehicle to warm up quickly so that I'm nice and toasty warm. So I would set it to that function there. So the temperature I want it, the source that I want to use, so electric in this case, and boost on the electric. Fan, yeah. Now if I wanted to have water on, I would then go and make sure that I bled the water through, as I mentioned earlier, turning the tap to hot, pulling it through the boiler and shutting the drain valve. Turn it then to either Eco, Hot, or again Boost. Now you can't have Boost on the heating and the hot water, it's either or. So, and again, if you have it on the Boost, it will take the power away from the heating to get the water up to temperature. If you want both the heating and the hot water to work simultaneously at the most optimum temperature, you'll do Hot on that and High on the fan. But it's quite safe to run this vehicle without water in there, as long as you have that thermostat with the water turned off. One other little key function here is the little spanner at the bottom. And if you go to that and click it and then turn the wheel all the way, that is your reset button. You'll need to know this in case you don't unplug the mains electric, or you unplug the mains electric, or turn off the gas without turning off this unit. You'll have a warning triangle. Now the warning triangle for this will tell you what the fault is. And 99 times out of 100, it's generally because you've unplugged the vehicle electric without turning this down first, or turned off the gas. So it's a failure of a fuel source. To turn the power off, you press and hold the button in until it tells you that you are turned off. So, roof vents all work the same way. So we press the button in, lift down the handle, that will open it up. You can put it in the little lock in points just there. And then before we travel, make sure that that is pressed in there. we've got a blind and a flash screen on this unit as well. Same in the kitchen area, it's just a larger one, and there's one underneath that bed as I showed you earlier. On leaving the vehicle, all we simply need to do is turn off the power. This welcome light will work separately, and that's the 2 switches just there, and that will then turn off the power to the vehicle. So I hope you've enjoyed my instructional video on the 448. It's a lovely vehicle. We look forward to seeing you on your collection day, and more importantly, we look forward to enjoying your new motorhome. Thank you.